It's Monday, and I'm actually 5 minutes early. Can you believe it? And this will be my, I guess, fourth exercise of the day, if I have that right. I did strength training today, so I did like 45 minutes of strength training. I did dumbbell workout. I did different machines. Um, I walked a mile on the treadmill. I got on the bike and I rode for like 35 minutes, did about 8 miles there. So this is exercise 4. So today, yesterday we finished with our second 30-day yoga challenge. Um, Today I am going to start with another yoga practice that's led by Charlie Follows. This one is going to be a 30-minute yoga for tight hips leg day stretch with Charlie Follows. I just figured that since I did strength training today and I put a lot of pressure on my legs and I walked on a treadmill and I rode my bike. I did a lot for my legs today already, and I know the other day I had gone, what did I do? I played pickleball, and then, I walked and got on the bike, and afterwards I'm just like, ooh, I feel like I can't even walk anymore. So I want to be intentional about doing something um, for tight hips. I think it's important to make sure that we're stretching because I am going to play pickleball today. So I want to get a good stretch workout in for my hips and legs. Um, okay, so still got 3 minutes before we officially start. So let me just go ahead and do my introduction of myself. My name is Pamela. If you haven't been here before, I am a yoga practitioner, yoga enthusiast. I am not a certified yoga instructor, but I do follow certified yoga instructors on YouTube. I've been doing yoga for over 4 years. It may be, gosh, I guess this year will be 5. I think I started doing yoga during the pandemic. But I'm probably an intermediate yoga practitioner, trying to work my way towards advanced, and there's a number of yogis that I have been able to leverage their content on YouTube to develop my practice. So Charlie Follows is one of them. She's really good. But there's others that I followed, and I can tell you about those on another occasion. I am a former morbidly obese person. I'm 5'5", and I used to weigh about 280 pounds. And if you follow me on TikTok, I believe that I have some videos that are pinned, so you can actually see that I was a big girl before, but I woke up one day and I was like, what on earth have I done to myself? There's a beautiful body underneath all this fat. I need to shed all this fat and get to a point where I can actually appreciate myself. I couldn't before. And so about 10 years ago, I lost 140 pounds. Over the years, I gained back about 43, and for the past several years, I've kind of struggled to get that off. Last year, I made a shift, and I really started to be intentional about doing things to nurture my mind, my spirit, and my body, and I set intentions for my overall wellness each and every day, and I try my best to meet those intentions. And since I started that, the weight has kind of come off, and so I haven't completely lost those 43 pounds that I've gained, but I've lost more than half of it. So I continue on what I'm calling my wellness journey, which is really a lifetime journey. Of being intentional about what it is that I'm doing. Because I struggled so much with weight, even after I lost it, I realized that I still saw myself as a fat person. And whenever I was mad or sad or anxious about something, I always turn to, snacks and sweets and things that really were just self-sabotaging, which is probably how I ended up gaining that 43 pounds back. So now I try to be intentional about, this is the way that I want to live, this is the way that I want to eat. I want to be able to track my food and things like that, so I can actually consciously think about what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, why I'm eating it, and to be able to make conscious decisions like, do I want to do this? Is this worth whatever it is that I'm giving up, to eat this cookie or to eat this bag of chips? Or have I done something on the exercise front to allow me to have this so that I don't end up, gaining weight? So I'm much more mindful and thoughtful about what it is that I do each and every day, so that I can just put myself in the best position to kind of just be the best version of myself. And so yoga is a part of that journey. The other thing is I set these intentions. I'm big on accountability. I do video journals every day to say, hey, what day of the challenge, my wellness challenge is it? How did I do yesterday? What kind of things do I hope to be able to do today? And I'm very public about it. And that allows me to have accountability. It also allows me to connect with my community who can hold me accountable, who can cheer me on and motivate me, but also puts me in a position to potentially motivate other people as well. Because I'm not alone in the things that I deal with. I'm not the only person who had, body image issues. I'm not the only person that struggles or has struggled with weight. And so I figure if I share my story and if I share my journey, then other people can be inspired. And actually, that's what I did when I lost the 140 pounds. It's interesting because there was a lot of I started sharing for not to be motivating, not to hold myself accountable, but really acknowledging that I'm a very sensitive person. And when I weighed 280 pounds, there was a lot of people that I would run into that I knew when I was younger and thinner that didn't even recognize me. And my feelings would be hurt because I would recognize them, they wouldn't recognize me. And so when I made this decision that I was going to lose the weight, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to share on social media that I plan to lose this weight. I'm going to share my journey so that people can see me all along the way. And then if I run into them on the street and I recognize them, they're going to recognize me too. And I don't have to feel that hurt that I felt when, or, because it kind of feels like rejection, or, man, you were important to me, but I wasn't important to you. And so in an effort to save my sensitive soul some heartache, I was very public about it, and it worked. But what ended up happening is a lot of people that I knew that also struggled with weight, but who I wasn't necessarily in communication with, they saw the journey, they saw what I was doing, they saw the results that I got, and they're like, oh wow, if she could do it, I can do it too. And so while I lost 140 pounds, in that same time frame, there were many other people in my community that lost weight. So I felt like my 140 pounds ended up losing, in my community, we lost like 1,200 pounds together on that journey. And so I do think that there is value in sharing, and sharing is caring. And if you can put yourself in a position to be vulnerable and to show people what it is that you're doing, then you can actually inspire them to do something good for themselves. So in no way do I think anybody needs to be like me or do the things that I do, because I think you gotta pick and choose what you want. You gotta think about what makes you happy, what feels good, and do those things. And that's what I do. And I just happen to really enjoy yoga. I happen to love the benefits of yoga. Clearly it's not all I do, but I do love it because you're building strength, you're increasing your flexibility, you're improving your mobility. You can practice mindfulness, just appreciating the here and now and living in the moment. It's very meditative and peaceful. I could go on and on. But I'm definitely a big fan, and I try to encourage anybody that can to give it a try. It's perfect because it's all about you and your body and what you can do. There's no need to compare yourself to anybody else. You don't have to feel bad if you can't do something. If there's a pose that you're trying and you can't do it perfectly, that's okay. It's no big deal. It's just all about you and you connecting with your body and you kind of pushing your body and challenging your body to do things that maybe you didn't know that you could do. And as time goes on, you just get better and better and better and better. And so that's what I love about it. So let's get started to the yoga. Again, today we're going to do a 30-minute yoga for tight hips. This is a leg day stretch. The yogi that we're following is Charlie Follows, who I've actually been following for the last couple months on these yoga lives. Not sure who I'll do tomorrow, but I personally find Charlie is great. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do my normal warm up. I normally do a headstand, a back bend, and a handstand, a back bend, and a headstand. Before I get into the practice, I like to be intentional about doing those things. The handstand, I do, it helps me strengthen my shoulders. It helps me with balance, really working on my core strength. It gets the blood flowing. Anytime you're up to in an inversion, it helps with circulation. The back bend, I have some arthritis in my back, so I like to be intentional about focusing on my back mobility and the flexibility of my spine. And then I do a headstand, and headstand has, the similar to the handstand. It's got the balance and the core strength and getting the blood flowing first thing in the morning. And clearly I can stay in a headstand normally much longer than I can stay in a handstand. So I do both. So let me get started with that, and then I will get to the yoga. Hopefully you're joining me on the mat. I don't know if you'll need blocks or blankets or anything like that, but I just encourage folks to have some props handy just in case you need them. But yeah, give me 3 minutes and then we'll get started with the yoga. It's always good to stretch, to get a good stretch in the morning, so I do hope you'll join me for yoga. If not, I hope you'll be motivated to do something for yourself. While you're on this live, I would appreciate it if if you're on YouTube, if you could subscribe to my channel, like it, potentially share it with other people. I'd appreciate it. If you're on TikTok, if you could share this live with others. If you're watching, if you can, have your finger going, tapping to get the likes up, and potentially help me with my goal for today. I'd appreciate that very much. If you guys have any comments that are respectful that you want to leave in the chat, I encourage you to do so. If you have any questions for me, something that you would like a response for, please leave those in the comments and I will do my best to get back with you. And just so you know, if you have a private account, it doesn't allow me to comment back to you. So just to let you know. Anyway, here I go to do my warm up, and give me 3 minutes and then we'll get back here and get ready to get started. Okay, thanks. Everybody ready? Here we go. So we're following Charlie Follows. This is a 30-minute yoga for tight hips, leg day stretch. Here we go.
Hello and welcome to class. My name is Charlie. Welcome back to my channel. In this session, we'll be focusing entirely on the lower body, and it is designed to help anyone with tight hips. So we'll be working through a couple of different sequences that build on top of one another. So you'll also get to know the sequences pretty well, as they're quite repetitive, but they're great for building up a little bit of a flow, a little bit more heat in your body, and working to loosen up those tight muscles in the hips and the hamstrings. So when you're ready, we'll start in a child's pose. So because we want to focus on the hips, keep your big toes touching and then open your knees as wide as your mat. And walk your hands forwards to lower yourself down. Reaching your arms as far forwards as you can. Let the belly, chest and forehead rest towards the mat. And when you find your pose, take a deep breath in and a long sigh out. Keep breathing in this way. Full inhales, long audible exhales. With each breath, invite your body to relax into the mat. And start to focus your mind on your breath. Letting go of anything that's happened today. Forgetting about anything that's going to happen later on today. Just focusing on what's going on right now. And take a few more breaths here just to completely ground into the present moment. Arrive on your mat, fully present and ready. Good. And thread your left arm under your right and turn your head to the right. And then wrap your right arm behind your back. Reach for the left side of your waistband or maybe the hip crease if it's accessible. Without forcing anything here, just focusing on the breath. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling for 4. Keep your breath steady and even. One more round of breath here. At the end of your exhale, reach both arms forwards to reset. And now threading the right arm under the left, turning the head left. And wrapping the left arm behind your back, reach for your waistband in your t-shirt. And then checking back in with your breath. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. One more round of breath here. At the end of your exhale, walk the hands forwards, reset. And then keeping the legs as they are, walk your hands in towards your hips to lift yourself up. And turn your fingers to face the edges of your mat. Keep a slight bend in your elbows so you're not hyperextending. And rock from side to side, shifting weight into the right and left hands. And then if it feels okay for your wrists, you can start to spin the fingers towards your knees. So you're going a little bit more to an angle. And again, shifting side to side. And then if you can take it further, spin the fingers so they face your pelvis. But this time you'll rock forwards and backwards. It's a little different. Focus on keeping a softness through the elbows to protect your elbow joint. And then you can start walking the hands, spinning them back so they face forwards, Little movements gradually to get there. And then walking the hands forward, bringing your knees and hips width, find a tabletop position. From here, start by rounding your back, and we'll move through some barrel rolls. So roll to the right, and then dipping your belly as you roll left. Round your spine, shift to the right, dip your belly, and go left. Keep moving through this. It might feel a little strange in the beginning, but over time, your body will start to warm up to it. Then after a few rounds going this way, we can switch. So now we're moving from left to right. If you like, you could start to exaggerate things, get the elbows, the arms, the shoulders involved. So it becomes a little bit more freeing, just unlocking more space in your body. Good. And then finding a neutral spine now. Tuck your toes very slowly, lift your hips, push back into down facing dog. Don't worry if the heels don't ground. Don't worry if you feel a little stiff here, that's okay. Focus on pedaling out the legs, so sending one heel down, and then switching, straightening and bending your legs. Stay in tune with your breath. You could stick to that breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4 pattern, or you could find a pattern that works better for you. And when you're ready, bring your feet together, ripple forwards into high plank. Then open out to side plank on your left. Take a moment to get your balance, stack your shoulder over your wrist. Then step your right foot in front of you like so. And start to sink the left side hip down, reach your right arm back. Keep your hip hovering off the mat, hold it here, inhale. And as you exhale, turn to face forwards, keep spinning your feet to the left side of the mat. And bring your hands together in prayer as you find this sideways lunge. So all of your weight is shifting into your right foot. Okay, then plant your left hand back where it was, spin back. Hover the left hip down, reach right arm back. And then inhale, spin to face forwards, move into your sideways lunge. Hold for a moment. And then keep spinning, come back to your start point. Hover your hip. And then last one, move back into your sideways lunge. Go as low as you can with the hips, hold for a breath. Good, and then spin all the way back. Slowly step back into your side plank. Hold for an inhale. On your exhale, move straight away into side plank on your right. Take a moment to check in with your alignment, get your balance. And then step your left foot in front of you. Start to sink and hover the right hip. Inhale here. Exhale, start to spin to face the right side of your mat. Find your sideways lunge. So all of your weight is shifting into the left foot. And then spinning all the way back, hover the right side hip. Inhale. Exhale through to your sideways lunge. One more. Try to find as much control as you transition. Inhale. Exhale, sideways lunge. Go as low as you can with the hips. Hold for a breath. And then on your exhale, spin and step back to your side plank. Good. Hold for a breath in. Exhale back to plank. And then lift your hips back to downward facing dog. Nice. Hopefully the legs are feeling a little bit warmer now, but just to make sure, continue to pedal out your legs. You could even swing the hips a little bit side to side to create that sense of space in the lower body. Great. Inhale, lift your right leg high, free leg down dog. Exhale, bring your knee to nose. And then step your foot in between your hands. Find your runner's lunge. Lower the back knee down, send your front knee forwards so you get that sinking sensation in the hips, sending them down and forwards. With your exhale, straighten your front leg, shift your hips back, flex your front foot. If this is too intense, keep a slight bend in the knee and don't worry so much about flexing the foot. Hold the breath here. Exhale it out. Rebend your front knee. Press your hands into the mat and then sweep your front leg all the way back up to 3 leg down dog. We'll move through that 2 more times. So knee to nose. Step the foot in between your hands, lower your knee. Let your front knee track forwards. Low lunge, inhale. Exhale, straighten the front leg, hips move back, half splits. Inhale, come back through to your lunge. And step all the way back, 3 leg down dog. Last one, knee to nose. Step forwards, low lunge, inhale. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, 3 leg down dog. Hold that leg in the air. Use the strength in your hamstrings and your glutes to keep the leg lifted. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower the foot down. We'll go through that on the other side. So lifting the left leg up, 3 leg down dog. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot in between your hands. Lower your back knee, low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, back to your low lunge. Push the floor away as you sweep your front leg back to 3 leg down dog. 2 more times. Knee to nose, move slowly with control. Step through to your low lunge, inhale. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge, and back to 3 leg down dog. Nice. 1 more, knee to nose. Step through to your low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. And back to 3 leg down dog. Keep that leg lifted. See if you can go a little higher. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Release the left foot down. And straight away, lift your right leg high. And open your hips. You're stacking the right side hip on top of the left. Lift that leg a little higher. Then look forwards in between your hands. Start to sweep your right leg out to the right side. Come up onto the ball of your left foot. Keep sweeping the foot forwards and tap the back of your right wrist. Then sweep the leg all the way back. 2 more of these. Come out to the side, sweep it forwards, tap the back of your wrist, and all the way back. 1 more. Out to the side, tap your wrist, and then step the foot on the outside of your hand. Lower your back knee down, a lizard lunge. Then staying up on your fingertips here, you can just start to draw circles with your hips. They could be little circles, they could be big circles, whatever works. Just to get a little bit more movement in the lower body. Good. Then sink your hips down and forwards. Keep your front foot flexed, but roll onto the outer edge of your foot. So your knee will start to draw out to the side. And you can stay here as you are. If you want to make it a little bit more intense, you can press the right hand into your right thigh as if you're pushing the thigh away, and then start to lean to the left side of your butt. As you do so, tune in with your breath. We'll be here a few moments. So make your breath deep. You can make it audible. Great. Okay, 1 more inhale. Exhale, bring the knee back in line with your ankle. Place the right hand down. Lift your back knee and open out your back foot. Start to sink your hips to your right heel for Skandasana. And you can use your hands on the mat for stabilizers or bring your hands into prayer. Whatever works. Again, pause. Find your breath. Slow things down a moment. Awesome. Plant your hands, turn to face forwards, and lower your back knee down. This time in your lizard, you can stay up on the hands or you could come down to the forearms. We'll be here for 5 breaths, so there's no need to go 0 to 100 straight away. You can take each breath to go a little bit further into the pose. Wonderful. At the end of your 5th exhale, come back up onto your hands. Lift your back knee. And sweep your right leg back out to the side and all the way up into your 3-leg down dog. Good. Lower the right foot down. Lift your left leg up and stack the left side hip over the right. Lifting the leg as high as you can. And looking forward, sweep your left leg out to the side and tap the back of your left wrist. And then come back to 3-leg down dog. 2 more of these. Bring it out to the side and forwards with control. Tap. And then back up. Last one. Tap your foot to your wrist. And then plant the foot next to your hand. Lower your back knee down in your lizard lunge. And staying up on your fingertips here. Finding those little circles with the hips. Good. Then finding stillness, keep your front foot flexed, roll onto the outer edge of the foot. So your left knee will draw out to the left side. If you wanted to make it more intense, press the left hand against the left thigh and lean to the right side of your mat. Tune in with your breath as we pause here a moment. Good. Then bring your knee back over your ankle. Tuck your back toes, lift the knee. Open up your back foot. And then start to sink your hips to your left heel for Skanasana. Could use your hands for stabilizers here or bring hands into prayer. And then we'll pause here a few moments. Breathing in for 4. Out for 4. Wonderful. Then facing forwards, coming back to your lizard. This time you could come down to the forearms or use each breath to explore and go a little bit deeper. See what space becomes available. Coming back up onto your hands, lift your back knee, then sweep the left leg out to the left side and all the way back up to 3-leg down dog. Good. Lower the foot down, then ripple forwards to high plank, and super slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Bring your forearms in front of you for Sphinx pose. Then bend your right knee and bring the knee up the side of the mat so your knee is level with your hips and you're in this hop front position. So it's just very gentle for the upper back. The focus here is on the hips. Remember to breathe. If it helps, you could even close your eyes just to focus entirely on your body and your breath. release the right leg down. Let's switch. So left knee comes up to the left side. Line it up with the left hip and hold it there. Okay, release your left leg down. Then press up to come into tabletop. And from here, extend your right leg out to the side so the foot is in line with the left knee. Thread your left arm under your right so the shoulder comes all the way down to the mat. And then reach your right arm forwards. So we're in an extended thread the needle. It can feel a little wobbly here, so press down through your right foot. Find your breath whilst we pause. Come back up onto your hands. Then from here, edge your left knee out to the left side. Then keep edging your right knee away from you. You can either stay up on your hands here, or you could come down to your forearms. You're looking to press the right foot down into the mat. You should start to feel this along the inner right thigh, and also along the inner left thigh. Hold it for a couple more breaths. Okay, come up onto your hands. Edge your left knee back in to begin with, and then bring the right knee back onto the mat. Extend your left leg out to the left side. Line your foot up with the right knee. Then thread your right arm under the left. Lower the shoulder, lower your head, and reach your left arm forwards. Take a moment here, soften into the support of the ground. Find that deepness of your breath. Wonderful. Come back up onto your hands. And edge your right knee to the right side. And the left leg out to the left side. And you could come down onto the forearms if it feels accessible. If not, just stay on your hands. And this one can feel quite intense quite quickly for the hips, so use your breath to work through that. With each exhale, finding that sense of release. Awesome. Come back up onto your hands. Bring your right knee back in line with your hip, and then left knee back on the mat. And then for this, you may want to turn to face the side of your mat so that as you open the knees will be supported. Then open your left knee out and your right knee out. And you can keep scooching the knees as far apart as they will go. You're looking to keep your knees in line with your hips here. So you could just take a look to the side, check in with your alignment. And then you can either stay up on your hands or come down to your forearms. And this is our peak pose for today. So we'll be spending about a minute here. So focus on your breath. And this time I invite you to lengthen the breath count. So breathing in for 6 now. And out for 6. Inhale, find that sense of filling up. Notice the chest broaden. Exhale and empty out. Observe yourself deflate. Continue to breathe in this way. Inhale. Observe the rise of your chest. Exhale, watch it fall. One more very deep breath in and an audible exhale out. Slowly come out of this pose. So gradually bring your knees in together. Your hips may feel a little sensitive now, that's okay. And then come and sit down. Extend the legs in front of you as you lie down on your back. And as you lie down, bring your feet to the edges of your mat and knock your knees together. Rest your hands on your belly. And with your hands in connection with your belly, start to breathe deeply down into your belly. So you're looking to feel your hands lift up as you take a deep breath in and fill up. Then notice the space between your hands start to decrease as you exhale and empty out. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, empty out. Keep this going. Watching your breath. Feel it move through your body. You can keep your hands on your belly or relax your arms by your side. You have the option to finish this class with the legs as they are, or you could extend them into straight leg position to find Shavasana. Wherever you find yourself, focus on releasing any tension. Let go of anything you're holding on to, whether it's a thought, a feeling. Then take a scan down your body. Check in with all areas of you. And invite yourself to completely relax. Soften the space between your eyebrows, your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Soften your belly. Let your legs feel a little heavier now. And completely relax your ankles and all 10 toes. Then taking a deep breath in and a long, audible sigh out. Slowly hug your knees into your chest and then roll onto one side. Take as much time here as you need. If you need to give yourself a little hug, thank yourself for the time that you've spent practicing. Take as much time doing that as you need. And when you're ready, meet me back in a seated position, keeping your eyes closed for now. And staying with that feeling that you've cultivated a moment longer. Sit up nice and tall, lengthen your spine. Take a full breath in, soak in the effects of the practice with this breath. And then exhale to let it go. Flick your eyes open. And that completes the end of today's class. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I hope you come and join me for another one again soon. Take care. Namaste. Welcome to Learn Inversions.
All right, that was a good practice. Hope you guys joined in. I'm definitely feeling stretched out in my lower body. I enjoyed it. It was a good practice. Thank you for that. All right. So another day of yoga, check down in the books. I will be back again tomorrow. We got to think about what kind of yoga I want to do for tomorrow, but we shall both be pleasantly surprised tomorrow. Okay. I hope you guys have a very blessed day. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate your presence. Have a blessed day. Bye.